and welcome to Epic Easter Online. This is an online holiday club brought to you by iSearch at theHUB, part of Union Baptist Church. Now, we usually have an on-site, in-person Easter holiday club here at theHUB, and we're sad that we can't see you all in person this year. But instead, we've got so much fun in store for you this week in Epic Easter Online. My name's Miriam.
My name's Andrew, and it's really great to see you all.
And my name is Ben. I'm excited about the week ahead, and here is a sneak preview of what we've got coming up.
I don't know about you, but I love to jump and dance around and to praise God. And we're going to do that just now. So get up on your feet and we're going to sing a song you might know. It's called My Lighthouse.
You won't let go. In the questions your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise, you will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore, safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise, you will carry me safe to shore, safe to shore, safe
Many of you who had registered with us previously for holiday clubs or other children's activities here at Union Baptist Church would have received a lovely Easter pack, and in it was one of these. Now this is an activity booklet which goes through the programme we're doing each day here at the Holiday Club. Don't worry if you haven't got one yet, but you can print it off on the website on the address shown below. In the booklet, there's a daily Minute to Win It challenge that you can take part in at home. There's all kinds of things that we're going to be doing. We're going to hear from Ben and Andrew just now about today's challenge.
Okay, well, Ben, it's time for our first Minute to Win It challenge. Are you ready?
Yep. I mean, no, but yep.
Okay, now in front of us we have a big wide plate and there are 23 Easter eggs on there, little Easter eggs. Now I can see you salivating, Ben, but you're not to eat them yet because we have a challenge for you, for both of us to do.
Okay.
And the challenge is, within a minute, we have to blow off the eggs from the plate. However, there's a twist. There's 3 golden eggs on that plate. There's 23 eggs on that plate. There's three golden ones. Can you see them?
Yep.
Those ones are special. You've got to look after them. They're not to be blown off the plate. You've got to be left with the 3 golden eggs at the end of 1 minute.
So don't blow off the 3 golden eggs.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, Ben, this challenge is called the Easter Blow-Off Challenge, okay? Now, don't laugh. Don't laugh, because this is very serious. This is a serious Minute to Win It challenge.
Okay, okay.
So we're going to go against each other on this, okay? And then you can try at home, and if you'd like, you can get a parent or someone at home to film you, and you can send it in to us, and we'll show it another day on Epic Easter online. So, Ben, are you ready? Do you want to limber up?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay,
Right.
take your position. Yeah, do some stretches, that's good. Now, if you take your position in front of that, and then we'll get ready to start you off.
Yes, come on. No, it's another golden one. I've only got 1 gold one left. Come on. Yay! I've managed to keep 1 gold one safe.
Okay, well done. Oh, not the gold one.
And that's a minute.
So, Ben, what do you think? You had 1 left, I had 2 left. I think that makes me the winner for today.
All I can say is it's harder than it looks.
It is hard, I have to say, it is hard, and I'm feeling quite tired now.
Very, very tight. Can I eat them?
No.
Oh. Well, if you want to give it a go at home, then please do go ahead and get a parent or a guardian to record yourself, send it in to us, and we can show it towards the end of the week. So why don't you have a go at the Easter Blow-Off Challenge yourself?
Well done to Andrew for that one. We'll see if Ben can beat him tomorrow. on tomorrow's challenge. And we look forward to seeing how you got on with the challenge as you upload your videos. Each day, we'll also have a craft activity, and today's activity has a kind of travelling theme. It's over to Ben and Susanna, who are going to show us how to make it.
Hello, Susanna. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing, Ben?
Yes, good,
Ready
thank
to
you. I
start?
see you have a wonderful, wonderful craft for us today. What are we doing?
We are doing a balloon hovercraft. So the balloon will inflate and help this to hover. But we've got a few steps to do first of all. So you should all have a CD with the bottle lid. That's the top.
Yep.
A plain piece of white paper with a hole in. That's for your design.
Okay, yep.
A balloon and a green tie to be able to help you put your balloon on.
Yep.
So the first thing you want to do is draw a design onto your white disc.
Any design, okay.
Any design that you want to do.
Right, let's get colouring then. In the meanwhile, why are we doing this particular craft today, Susanna?
That's an interesting question because they didn't have hovercrafts back in the day, the time when Jesus was around and after his death. But a hovercraft is a way of travelling. And in today's story, we had people who were travelling. They were travelling on the road to Emmaus. And so we thought we'd have a fun craft and link it in with travel. So that's why we've got a hovercraft.
I'm sure you all at home will do a much better job at colouring this than I am right now, but we are going to do a very, very quick colour in. Okay, that's not perfect, but there we go. There's a bit of colour there. Not a lot, but there's a bit of colour.
Right, on your CD, with the bottom top up on the top, you'll see two white patches. That's sticky tape, double-sided sticky tape.
Okay.
So if you peel off the white patches, and then just take your design, with the design uppermost, nestle it over the bottle top, and stick it down onto your CD. The next bit, we're going to inflate the balloon, and then we're not going to tie it up, we're going to seal it off with the little green clip. So once you've inflated it, you want to bring the clip around so that it forms a loop the whole way round and pull it tight.
Okay.
And you'll do that twice. That will seal off the balloon and give you time to put it onto the neck of the bottle top.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay, so the next thing then is to blow up our balloons.
Ah, here we go. Right.
Don't want too much because you don't want to make them bang.
Or you could pop it.
But I said we don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I didn't give you a spare, did I?
There is a spare one upstairs.
Right.
Ah, it's a yellow one. Brilliant, thank you. Right, don't overinflate it. Don't let this one pop. I didn't even overinflate that one. That one got to about that big and went pop. Yeah, being serious. So, now I've been to the shop and back and got a surplus of balloons. We're going to give this another go.
Excellent.
Perfect. We'll go with that. Okay, the tie's ready.
So you loop your tie round and pull it tight twice. You want the open end of the balloon to go over the mouthpiece of the bottle.
Okay.
So that's why you've got the peel on there.
Oh. Oh, hold. All right, let's give this another go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it does, yeah, okay, it did it for a minute or two there. There we go. It actually went. We can say that we've successfully made it go.
Yeah, the secret is the more air you can keep in before you put it down, the longer it will go for, but that takes practice.
Yeah, and I'm sure you at home will have a great time making this and will do a much better job than I did, so have fun making your own hovercrafts. And please do make sure that you send in your own videos of you making your hovercrafts and the final result, and then we can see them and hopefully show them on the very last day as well.
We would love to see you making and demonstrating your own CD hovercrafts. So please send in your videos and we'll include them later on in the week so that we can all watch them and enjoy it. The instructions on how to upload those videos are on our website. Now, our theme today is recognising Jesus. We'll hear more about that later in the story today. But I wonder, how good are you at recognising people? What if they're disguised? Maybe that would be a bit trickier. Well, we're going to have a quiz now, and you can take part in this. You can write down the answers on this page of your activity booklet. We're going to show you 13 pictures of famous people who are disguised somehow or a little bit difficult to see. For each one, write down who you think it is, and then we'll show you the answers. So, get a pen or pencil and your activity book. Get them all ready. You might need to pause the video. And here we go. Right then, here we are. Number 1. Looks like 2 gentlemen. No more clues from me though. Okay, and the next one, number 2. Ooh, that's hard. Number 3. Oh, who could that be? Number 4. You writing that down? Well done. That one might be a longer name to write down. No clues though. Number 5. Ooh, who could that be? Someone famous. Okay, and number 6, here we go, a lady at last. They've all been men up to now, haven't they? Who could this be? Yeah, writing down your answers, well done. And number 7, here we go. I think I might even get this one. That's it, write it down. Doesn't matter if you don't spell it right, just have a go. Number 8, ooh, who could that be? That's a strange combination. Well done. Brilliant, okay, ooh, number 9. I don't think we're looking at Boris Johnson there, but that is his face. Who is he covering up? Okay, ooh, number 10. Goodness, who could this one be? I think it might be a lady. Very important lady. Number 11. Is Donald Trump trying to get a lift? No, he's hiding someone else. Who could that be? Write it down for us. And number 12. Nearly there. Last one is number 13. And what's that one going to be? Oh, goodness. These 2 characters are a bit cheeky monkey-like, aren't they? Can you write their names down? Who are they? Brilliant. Well done for having a go at all of those. That's brilliant. And we're going to have a go through the answers now. Fantastic. So, get your books ready. Number 1, who could that be? Yes, Anton Deck. Well done if you got that right. Brilliant. Number 2, Ed Sheeran. Well done if you got that one. Number 3, Captain Barnacles. He was hiding behind Spider-Man, wasn't he? Well done if you got that. Number 4, Akin Fenwa, our hero, Wycombe Wanderers. Brilliant. And of course, it was Marcus Rashford hiding behind a duck. Who's next? Ariana Grande. Number 7 was, of course, Buzz Lightyear. Number 8, Lindsay Russell from Blue Peter. There we go. I didn't get that one. I hope you did. Number 9, of course, it wasn't Boris Johnson. It was Shaun the Sheep. Brilliant. Number 10, very important lady, Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II. Brilliant. She's just as smiley as the emoji was, though. Number 11, Sonic the Hedgehog. He needs a lift. Okay, number 12, of course, our Olaf from Frozen. And last one, number 13, Dr. Zand and Dr. Chris. Brilliant. So well done. I wonder how many you got right. That was brilliant. Well done for having a go. Fantastic. We'll be having another quiz tomorrow, a different kind of quiz, so you can see how you get on with that one. Now, in a moment, we're going to meet some special guests to Epic Easter Online. They're called Billy and Millie. But first, we're going to get on our feet and sing a brilliant song about how God has been at work through people ever since the creation of the world. It's called All Through History.
was treasure buried in a field, something more valuable than anything. figure out a way to buy that land so we could hold the treasure in our hand. If we heard about a special pearl with more than any other in the world, we might sell all we had and buy a boat so we could give that pearl a brand new home. For there's no treasure greater than to know our God and Savior. Ready, set, go, oh, oh. Seeking you is the adventure of a lifetime. You're better than gold, oh, oh, and any other treasure. You are worth it all, oh, oh. Even if we have to lose our lives to find you, you are the God we want to know. Ready, set, go. And if we look for you, we'll come to find that you were calling to us all the time. You sent your son so he could set us free, to love and follow you eternally. For there's no treasure greater than to know our God and Savior. Ready, set, go, oh, oh. Seeking you is the adventure of a lifetime. You're better than gold, oh, oh, and any other treasure. You are worth it all, oh, oh. Even if we have to lose our lives to find you, you are the God we want to know. Ready, set, go. For there's no treasure greater than to know our God and Savior. Ready, set, go, oh, oh. Seeking you is the adventure of a lifetime. You're better than gold, oh, oh, and any other treasure. 'Cause you are worth it all, oh, oh. Even if we have to lose our lives to find you, you are the God we want to know. Ready, set, go, oh, 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 oh. Ready, set, go, oh, 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 oh. Ready, set, go, oh, 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 oh. Ready, set, go, oh, 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 oh. Ready, set, go.
Hi everyone!
Hello.
Hey Billy, I'm really enjoying this Epic Easter online. How did you get on in the quiz today?
Oh, well, no, not so well. Oh, but that reminds me, I've got a broken quiz machine for sale.
Oh yeah?
Yes, to you, only £10, no questions asked. Get it? No questions asked, broken quiz machine.
Billy, that's terrible. That's terrible. Hey, I know. Let's play a game. It's kind of like a quiz.
Oh, I love games. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I'll think of a person
Okay.
and you have to guess the person in my head by asking questions. Bet you can't guess.
I bet I can.
Well, go on then. Ask me a question.
Okay. Who are you?
No! It has to be a question that I can answer yes or no to.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Are you male?
Yes.
Okay. Are you famous?
Yes.
Okay. Are you on TV?
Yes. Doing well, Billy.
Okay, are you a grown-up?
Not sure.
What? Are you young?
No.
Are you old?
Yes.
Are you British?
Not sure.
Huh? Well, do you live in Britain?
Yes.
Were you born in Britain?
No.
Huh. Were you born in America?
Kind of.
What? Oh, okay. Were you born in North America?
No.
Okay. Were you born in South America?
Yes.
Oh. Are you a footballer?
No, everything doesn't revolve around football, you know.
Oh. Wait, are you a real person?
No.
Oh, so you're a fictional character. Oh, this is hard. You're from South America, you're not real, you're on TV, you're old but not grown up. Wait, are you in movies?
Yes.
Okay, do you have brown hair?
Yeah, good guess.
Do you have a beard?
Kind of.
Huh? Are you hairy?
Yes, very.
What? Are you tall?
No.
Are you short?
Yes.
This is really hard. You're from South America. You're in movies and TV shows. You're short and hairy with a deep voice.
Come on, Billy. It's easy.
Well, that's easy for you to say.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh. You know what? I give up. Who are you?
Well, I wonder if any of you at home have got it. Billy, what you should have asked is, am I human?
All right then. Are you human?
No.
Right. So, short and hairy. Not a human. Are you an Ewok?
No! I'm Paddington Bear.
Oh.
Well done to everybody at home who got that.
Oh, of course. From Peru in South America, moved
Yeah.
to England, short
Yeah.
and hairy,
Yeah,
in movies.
yeah.
It all makes sense. It's so obvious now. Why didn't I think about that?
Well, better luck next time, Billy. But you know, the Bible story today is about people guessing who somebody was, and it only seemed obvious to them at the end.
Wow. Well, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Right. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, everyone. Well, it's time for our Bible story, and we're going to read the story that's in your activity book. And this is the story which is actually taken right out from the Bible, and where it says today's story, and it's from Luke 24:13 to 35. And you can follow with me, if you'd like to, reading that story in just a moment. This story is set where two of Jesus' disciples, his special friends, were walking along together. They were talking about what had just happened to them. Because you see, they'd had a bit of a roller coaster few days. Less than a week ago, they'd walked with their friend Jesus into the city of Jerusalem while huge crowds were cheering for Jesus and welcoming him as a king. Later, they'd shared a very special meal with Jesus when Jesus took them all by surprise by washing their feet. That was weird because he was their leader, and leaders just didn't do that kind of thing. But then, later that night after the meal, when they were in a garden called Gethsemane, one of their own group of friends had turned against Jesus and handed him over to be arrested. Well, the rest of Jesus' friends got scared and they ran away. And then tragically, Jesus faced a trial which was totally unfair, and he got sentenced to death by hanging on a cross, even though he'd done nothing wrong. In fact, he'd never done anything wrong. So for these two men, their friend Jesus, the one who had led them and inspired them over the last 3 years, he was dead, buried in a tomb. They felt so sad and they'd lost all their hope. Well, I want to show you something over here. I've got a glass of water here, and I'm going to drop this button into the glass. What do you think will happen when I do that? Let's have a look. Okay, we see it sinks right down to the bottom. Remember how sad it was when Jesus died on the cross. Jesus' friends thought they would never see him again. Everything seemed to just sink and get worse, just like this bottom. And you know, sometimes we feel like Jesus' friends. We think things are bad and they can't change. But you know, with God, things can change because God is powerful and he can make things good even when they seem very bad, even when they seem impossible or hopeless. What do you think is going to happen when I drop this button into this glass? Let's have a look. Okay, sinking down, sinking down. Let's just watch and wait. Wow. Did you see that? Did you see it come up? Even though we might be faced with really hopeless things, God can make the bad things turn out really good. God can make things look up. And that's what happened in the story today. So let's read the first part of that story. You can read with me if you have one of these activity books. That same day, 2 of Jesus' disciples were going to the village of Emmaus, which was about 7 miles from Jerusalem. As they were talking and thinking about what had happened, Jesus came near and started walking beside them, but they did not know who he was. Jesus asked them, "What were you talking about as you walked along?" The 2 of them stood there looking sad and gloomy. Then one of them, named Cleopas, asked Jesus, "Are you the only person from Jerusalem who didn't know what was happening there these last few days?" "What do you mean?" Jesus answered. They answered, "Those things that happened to Jesus from Nazareth. By what he did and what he said showed that he was a powerful prophet who pleased God and all the people. Then the chief priests and our leaders had him arrested and sentenced to die on a cross. We had hoped that he would be the one to set Israel free, but it has already been 3 days since all this happened." Some women in our group surprised us. They had gone to the tomb early in the morning, but did not find the body of Jesus. They came back saying that they had seen a vision of angels who told them that he is alive. Some men from our group went to the tomb and found it just as the women had said, but they didn't see Jesus either. So these 2 friends were talking to this man who just joined them, thinking that he was a stranger. They didn't recognize him, but they told him all about the women finding the empty tomb, and the angels had told them that Jesus was alive. The trouble is, nobody believed these women. Now, if I were to say to you, "Hey, it's snowing outside," what would you do? You would go and look outside and see if it's true. Well, it's the same for the friends. That's what they did. They went to the tomb to have a look for themselves, and they found the tomb empty, but there was no sign of Jesus. So these guys were confused and they felt down, and so they went for a long walk trying to figure it all out. Well, let's read the next part of the story at verse number 25. Then Jesus asked the 2 disciples, "Why can't you understand? How can you be so slow to believe all that the prophets said? Didn't you know that the Messiah would have to suffer before he was given glory?" Jesus then explained everything written about himself in the scriptures, beginning with the law of Moses and the books of the prophets. Now, these 2 disciples would have read the Bible. Well, not exactly a Bible like this one here, like we have today, but they would have had scrolls that would have been read out. And at that time, they only had the first part of the Bible, which we call the Old Testament. And you know, there's so many times in the Old Testament where it talks about a coming Messiah. That means a special rescuer sent by God. But what they didn't get is that the Old Testament says that God's special rescuer would suffer and die before being raised to life. So Jesus explained all of this, and for the two disciples it was like pieces of a jigsaw fitting together. It makes sense now, just like it made sense to Billy earlier when Millie explained that the mystery character was Paddington Bear. They could see now how all the clues fit together. Let's read the next part of the story in verse number 28. When the two of them came near the village where they were going, Jesus seemed to be going farther. They begged him, "Stay with us. It's already late, and the sun is going down." So Jesus went into the house to stay with them. So they carried on talking, and before they knew it, they'd reached the place where they were staying that night. But they were so enjoying being with this person. You know how it feels when you make a new friend and you just love being with them and you just want them to stay with you for all the time. Let's read on, verse number 30. After Jesus sat down to eat, he took some bread. He blessed it and broke it. Then he gave it to them. At once they knew who he was, but he disappeared. They said to each other, "When he talked with us along the road and explained the scriptures to us, didn't it warm our hearts?" So they got right up and returned to Jerusalem. So when they went inside and sat down to eat in the house where they were staying, Jesus grabbed a roll and he pulled it apart and then gave it to them. And as they saw his hands pulling apart the bread, something else clicked. Because this reminded them of that last meal that they had had when Jesus broke bread and he had said, "This is my body." He was talking about the fact that his body was going to be broken, that he was about to die. And at that time, when he celebrated that meal with his friends, Jesus also passed a drink around and said, "This is my blood that seals a special promise from God. It will be poured out to forgive the wrong things that you've done." You see, when we do wrong things, when we act selfishly, when we go our own way instead of doing things God's way, we hurt God. And a price has to be paid for that. Well, Jesus paid the price when he died on that cross, even though he'd never done anything wrong. So when these disciples saw the hands of this stranger breaking the bread, they remembered, it clicked for them. And then suddenly they recognized him. This was Jesus. Jesus was alive. And they just spent the last few hours walking 7 miles along the road with him. I can imagine that in their excitement, they jumped up and down. They probably knocked over all the food and drink on the table. But then they looked around and, Jesus had already disappeared. He'd gone. Why hadn't they recognized him before? Well, I don't know that he was wearing a disguise like in that quiz we had earlier, but there must have been something that looked different about him. After all, he'd just risen from the dead and no one else had done that in that way. So then they thought back to everything that he'd said to them on that road, and it all made sense. He was the Messiah. He was God's special rescuer. He was God's son who had been promised from hundreds of years ago to reunite people with God so that they could be friends with God. So they got up right away. They didn't even finish their meal. They rushed back to Jerusalem. I imagine they ran those 7 miles that they'd walked to where the other disciples were. So when they recognized who Jesus was, they understood this fantastic news that Jesus is alive. Have you recognized Jesus? Have you recognized that he is God's special rescuer and he came to earth to rescue you and me? And because Jesus is alive today, he says to those who trust him, "I'll always be with you." Are you aware of that? Are you aware of Jesus walking with you? Perhaps you've never invited him to do that, but you can do that right now as we say a prayer to him. We're going to say a prayer together now, and I invite you to close your eyes and put your hands together, and let's say this prayer to God. And you can make these words your words to God as you say them in your own hearts as I say this prayer. Let's pray. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you for the best news ever, that you died for us and you're alive so that you can be with us in our hearts every day. We recognize that you are God's special rescuer and you've rescued us and taken the punishment that we deserve. Please help us to get to know you better. In your name, amen.
Brilliant. Well, I hope you enjoyed that talk and you learnt something more about Jesus through that. Now, in our activity books, there's a couple of things for you to do. If you want to have a look, after the story, there's a page that looks like this, where you can have a go at getting through the maze to Emmaus. Okay, and then on the next page, we've got a spot the difference. So see if you can see what's different between here and here. And I think you're looking for 10 differences. So see if you can find all 10. Brilliant. Well, that's almost the end of Epic Easter Online for today. But before we go, did I mention about the Epic Easter treasure hunt? Well, you and your whole family can take part in a treasure hunt which is based around the centre of High Wycombe, where the shops are. There's sheets of clues on the website that you can download, and if you can crack the clues, you'll find a word which unlocks a video at the end of the treasure hunt, and, wait for it, a prize! So, you can start on the treasure hunt this afternoon if you like, and we might just share a few little extra clues to help you later in the week. That's all from us today, so until tomorrow,